rub the spot, get the club to pop. When I come up with the crop, gotta love it or not. I'm hot from the hop to the rub the spot, get the club to pop. When I come up with the rub the spot, get the club to pop. When I come up with the rub the spot, get the club to pop. When I come up with the rub the spot, get the club to pop. When I come up with everybody, we do it. Everybody, we do it. Do it. Do it. Do it. Rub the spot, get the club to pop. When I come up with the rub the spot, get the club to pop. When I come up with the rub the spot, get the club to pop. When I come up with the rub the spot, get the club to pop. When I come up.
Oh, it's fucking 9 a.m. It's 9 a.m. Bright and early, bright and early, bright and early. It's bright and early time for that trap talk with MJ. Dabs and coffee sesh. Oh, shit. What is good, everybody? Oh, man. Man, those dabs have been heavier and heavier each time before I get shit rolling. But what is good, everybody? It's your boy MJ up in the building, man. Bright and early, gorgeous morning. I hope everyone's having a good start to their day. And I know if you're tuned in right now, you're definitely starting your day off proper. Before we get started, if this is your first time tuning in, do your boy a favor, hit the subscription button, hit the notification bell. That way you're on top of every show, even the bright and early ones and even the late night ones, man. Not too late nights, but I guess depending where you're at. But yeah, man, make sure you're on top of that. What's up with all the early birds, man? I'll get to the early birds right now in just a second, man. It's been popping off right now. Shout out to the fucking sponsor, Cold Blooded Cafe. That's www.coldbloodedcafe.com. Freshest and bestest delivered to your doorstep. $30 flat rate shipping. You can never go wrong with Cold Blooded Cafe. And then when you got eggs, put those bad boys inside a sim box. www.simcontainer.com. You will not go wrong if you throw those bad boys inside of a sim box, man. Shout out to the sponsor, Aussie Boys, the Orange Dream God, the Orange Dream fucking strictly business. You cannot fuck with Aussie Boys LLC, man. Check out his website, see what he has. Nothing but fire, and that's facts, okay? Shout out to the homie Aussie Boys. And then shout out to the sponsor, Focus Cube Habitats, man. If you want to talk about the future in enclosures, when I'm talking about arboreals and whatnot, man, I'm telling you, Focus Cube Habitats is where it's at. See what they're all about. Based out of Texas. You don't want to fuck with Texas ever. I'm telling you, man, they're no joke. And they have some legit ass fucking enclosures that they're designing, man. I got my arboreal cage that's coming any day now. So I'm super stoked for that and looking forward to it. Man, shout out to Freedom Breeder, man. Freedom Breeder Cocoa Blocks, Freedom Breeder Stainless Steel, Freedom Breeder Racks, made in the United States, 100%. Jeez, I love my Freedom Breeder, man. Who doesn't love Freedom Breeder? I will always say this. If anybody has Freedom Breeder racks inside their enclosures, I guarantee they're a little bit stuck up because they got a Freedom Breeder rack inside their, did I say Freedom Breeder rack inside their enclosure? Inside their snake room. It's fucking, I'm already lit. But yeah, man, tonight, God damn it, this morning is going to be super sick, super stoked. Last minute, I had to book this because I did have an international guest lined up for today, but complications happened with the scheduling on the guest, so we had to reschedule. But then I was like, no, hold on, man, I have something up my sleeve. I got guests. I got somebody I could bring on as long as their schedule permits to what I need. And sure enough, man, the stars aligned. Cool thing about this episode is that this is a guest who I haven't just recently met. We haven't recently just crossed paths. No, man, we started basically the same time. We were mentored under the same guy. and we just have a lot of history together, man. I mean, and yeah, we ventured off a little bit, but we're still fucking, he's still holding down his shit. I'm still holding down mine shit. We're still good boys, and we're going to get more into it right now in just a second. I do want to say what up to all the early birds, because I do respect all my early birds 100%. 1776 Exotics, my homie Mike. What's up, Mike? Bright and early, dude. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it. Mad respect. Abe's Exotics, Reptiles. What's up, Abe? What? Got the homie Chris Surgery in the house? What's up, Chris? Damn, I was thinking about having Chris as a secret guest, but I didn't know if he was going to be available, man. I know he has a lot going on with his new facility that he's building and whatnot, but shout out to the homie Chris for being here. H&H Pythons. What's up, H&H Pythons? Thank you so much for being here. Snow Pythons, Rise and Shines. Love that Saturday morning trap sessions, right? Telling you, man, this is what gets your Saturday going. After this, you're just like, what now? Let's get moving. Snake Charge or whatever, man. Front Range Pythons. What's up, Front Range Pythons? Early Bird Gang. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm talking about, man. And there's some Rads Pythons up in the building. The homie Aaron, Balls of Paradise, a real trapper right here. This fool's diehard as fuck. The homie Dylan McNeil with one of the hardest names in the game. What's up, Dylan McNeil? RN. That's pretty original. What's up, RN? Red Zone Reptiles. What's going on? The homie Chad 2 up in the building. What's up, Chad 2? Another hard name. Jamie. What's up, Jamie? Wiz Constrictor, another OG trapper. What's up, Wiz? I salute you. Apex up in the building, my homie. Day one homie right here. What's up, man? I appreciate your support. Make sure you follow my homie Apex. Real fucking down to earth dude. Funny as shit. And that's my boy. Hey, you're my boy. You hear me, Apex? Believe that. Apex is sick. Let's see. All right, just a bunch of people up in the building, man. I appreciate you guys being here, man. Really, really solid. But enough is enough. We're gonna get down to it. Damn it, man. I'm gonna take my mirror down because every time I forget to adjust my shit, I get my little ghetto ass brown mirror up in the fucking mix. Let me get my. All right, I have like OCD with that shit. All right, so this morning, we have somebody who's up just as early as I am, and I'm, if not earlier, man. This guy, I call him the General, man, and we're going to find out why. He's tapping in all the way up from Oregon, the North, Oregon, Leaf. What's up, Oregon? Martin Morphs Operations. Here he is.
Good morning.
I kind of stumbled your intro there, man. I'm so high right now. I took a huge dab. I did not take my alpha brain yet, so let me get that going. My words might stumble a little bit, but bro, I'm excited for this episode. How are you doing, Martin?
I'm blessed. I'm happy to be here. I'm honored. I'm thankful that you would say, "Hey, Martin, come on, let's chat. We have history." So means a lot to me, MJ.
No, man, yeah, don't worry about it. I'm dude, like I said, I never forget the people I started up with, the people who I was around when like all this fucking greatness is happening right now, and you're one of the originals, man. And I regardless of like how long we ever go without talking to each other, I have the utmost respect for fucking Martin, because I've gotten to know Martin, and I want to get to know him a little bit more. As far as what you did before the Snakes, I know the Snakes is just a bit of who you are. You know what I mean? You're fucking you fought for this country. You're a badass American, bro. I mean, if it's one thing my dad taught me is to love your country, and that's all I read from you just through your stories and just talking to you. So this is why I'm excited, man. I have a real deal motherfucking badass on my show right now. So
for some reason, I got about every other word of what you said, MJ. It was like somebody was dancing on our conversation for a minute.
Oh, so clicking? Do you have like a clicking and shit like that? Like, can you hear me? Take the headphones out.
All right. It's coming out.
See how that goes. All right.
Okay, let's see. So
perfect. Fuck the headphones.
Let's see what we've got. Go ahead.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
I can hear you perfect.
All right, perfect. I just said some really fucking sick ass things about you right now, and I guess you didn't hear it, so you'll have to go back.
What? That's sick, and that's fine. Hey, good morning. What I want to say is what I heard was thank you, early birds, and it is important to say, hey, Apex and the people that are out there that I know. Chris is in the building. There's a lot of people. I'm an old guy who doesn't do really good with technology, and that's just the truth behind it. So I'm looking to figure out, MJ, where I can see the communication. So let me get chat up.
Yep, hit chat. You should be able to, you won't be able to chat back, unfortunately, but you should be able to see comments chatting through the live chat.
Yeah.
You
I'll figure it out in a minute. It makes me good. It makes me feel good that Matt Bauer did the same thing. So I'm looking.
Don't worry about it. Yeah, and dude, you gotta understand this is it's not really it's not, you know, it's easy to talk to you, but when it comes to you wanting to communicate back to the people who are watching, that's kind of when StreamYard is slipping a little bit, but it's all good. We got you here now. So and you hear me fine, everything's good.
Nope, it's not. I think I need to leave the session and come back in.
Do that. Try that.
All right. I'll be back in a minute.
StreamYard, what is going on? Well, I'm gonna say what up to the early birds then. So we'll have Martin Morph get his reception up right. You know what I mean? Sometimes Wi-Fi is sleeps in too. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna say what up to some other people up in the building. Aurora Exotics, what's up? That's one of my new Patreon members. What's up, girl? Are you ready for this Sunday? Because this Sunday is going down. What's up to the homegirl, Aurora? Tasty Hills Herp, Blake, is that your name? Respect to the homie Blake. This was actually the first comment this morning. I don't even know what time it was. I mean, I know it was before the sun come. Maybe it was like 7 a.m., right? Shout out to the homie Tasty Hill Herp, right? Ryan Kelly, what's up, Ryan Kelly, up in the building. Unlimited Mutation, that's a sick name. What's up, Unlimited Mutation? Yeah, it's gonna be a great show tonight, guys. Merging Morphs, what's up, Merging Morphs? The homie Genetic Intuition, Foster. We had a great show last Saturday. If you guys missed the Canadian Beast on Trap Talk, he was on the show for the International Trap Talk Dabs and Coffee session, and it was a great show. Really up fucking standing, really, really fucking awesome, down to earth dude. Got lit as fuck with me right when the show started, so I respected that. Robert Johnson, what's up, Robert Johnson? I'm glad you're here too, man. Cloud Chaser, what's up, Cloud Chaser? How you doing, bro? I know we do. I am lit right now, bro. I am super bakey, so hopefully this isn't going to be too much of a like big deal to get Martin's fucking connection back up, because if that's the case, I'll just drop the secret guest right now. Boom. No, we'll get him. Oh, the homie Calvin Garcia up in the building. What's up, Calvin? You been busy or what? How's the female? Been meaning to ask you how that Blade Inchy clown's been doing. That female. Calvin literally copped a Blade Inchy clown. Super fire reduced pattern. Looks super sick as fuck. It looks all gold and like somebody just like drew a black like lining down the dorsal. It's pretty sick. I hope she's doing good. Ooh, top of the morning to my wife, babe. I don't smell any bacon cooking. What's so good? I want some bacon, babe. I told you I'm gonna start eating in the mornings now. I love you, babe. Thanks for being up this morning. And then here's the other Lily. Hi, Lily. Lily, my friend. Good morning, Lily. Hi, Lily. Lillian. Scales, fins, and feathers. What's going on? Let me make sure Martin doesn't need any assistance, because now it's been okay. You good? Just head back into it's the same email. All right, so real quick, I'm going to kind of give you guys a more in-depth background while we're waiting for Martin, okay? So Martin, right? So Martin, if you know who Martin is, dude, he's just another guy who just doesn't take shit from anybody, does not fuck around. The dude is straight. Oh, here he is. I'll just wait for you. I was going to talk about you, Martin, but you're here now.
Woo! Okay, all I had to do was tell my wife I needed help, and bam, she put me on her computer. We're in the game.
Oh, shout out to the wife. Thanks, wife.
Hey, shout out to the wife.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
All right, 28 years. There's a little history. 28 years I've been married.
Yes, and that's respect right there. Family man, all that stuff. You that's what I'm saying, bro. Your eldest is how old?
My oldest son's 27. So we didn't mess around. We got married, and hey, we made a baby.
There you go. God bless.
Yeah. And then I have a son that's 25, 27 and 25, two boys.
So, Martin, what I want to know is, how long has Reptiles been a part of your life? Like, as far as like the passion and the love you have for him, because I could tell you're into him. You're into animals, period. But reptiles in general, how far does those go back with you?
Reptiles in general go back. So I was born in 1963. I caught my first snake in about 1967.
Wow.
So I grew up in the nature, being in the swamps of Florida. My mom kicked us out of the door, and I have 6 brothers and sisters, so we got kicked out of the door, and you went outside and you dug around, and that was me. But what got me into it was my grandmother. My grandmother was a real homesteader. She raised turtles. She raised terrapine Carolinas. And that was really what got me into it.
That's neat. And so you were born and raised in Florida. You're a Florida boy.
Florida boy, native, 7th generation native of Florida.
Wow, badass.
Yeah, so it takes me back to feeling like I'm a little kid. Talking about my first snake. I remember reaching up in turtle holes and pulling out anything I could find. You didn't know what you were going to find when you reached down in a turtle hole.
Man, and just the simplicity of that brought so much fun to your life. Imagine that. It wasn't a fucking iPad. It wasn't no television. It was like just literally going out into the dirt, getting dirty. You know what I mean?
Year? I think 1985, 1984, right in there, Atari came out.
Right.
I never touched that thing because my whole life before that had been nature. Right. I'm not a gamer. So I'm the last of the baby boomers. 1963 is the year JFK died. And that's the year I was born, and that's the last year of baby boomers. But so being on the cusp of that, it just I'm kind of like I'm dirt to most of the people in the snake industry now.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, but the thing is, like, dirt's valued in this game. Like the older people are, like the more like they're more on top of the shit they are versus the fucking social media side of it where you're trying to fake something. Martin, I mean, let's be real. You are what you see on the other side. You know what I mean? You don't, there's not 1 ounce of fucking fakeness about anything that you do, which is why I was so drawn to you in the beginning, because you would snap on motherfuckers. I would snap on motherfuckers. We just wouldn't care. None of us stand for disrespect. We didn't care who the fuck, what kind of snakes the person had, who fucking, you know what I mean? It just didn't matter. It's about being a man and being a human. Right. And anyway, so I mean, that's you showed me how real shit was, and then like I said, you represented a lot of things that I was brought up around. Like the whole, the way you love your country, how you fought for this country. What were you in the Marines, the Army? What did you join back? And then let's talk about what year this was too, if you don't mind.
Yeah, I wasn't a boot, and the only people that will understand that term is a Marine. So I wasn't a boot. I was a United States Army Airborne Ranger, recognizing that I volunteered as a ranger, fully knowing the hazards of my chosen profession. I always endeavored to uphold the prestige, honor, and highest esprit de corps of my ranger regiment, acknowledging the fact that a ranger is a more elite soldier who arrives at the cutting edge of battle by land, sea, or air. I accept the fact that my country expects me to move further, faster, and fight harder than any other soldier. Never shall I leave a fallen comrade to fall into the hands of the enemy. That's part of my Ranger Creed. That keeps on going, but I don't want to spend 2 hours just doing the Ranger Creed.
Thank you so much for that, by the way. I'm gonna if my dad's not here, he's gonna be pissed I didn't invite him to this. But Jesus, that was amazing. Thank you for doing that.
That's a great thing about YouTube. It'll be here forever. That's what I said to my wife this morning. This documentation will be here forever, right?
Yes, God bless, man. This is awesome.
So these colors right here,
yes,
those colors right there are everything to me. They make me want to cry.
Yeah.
That's why I wear them on my skin. A lot of people that I know are dead. A lot of friends that I served with are gone and they're not here. I entered the service in 1985 and I exited in 2000. So I wasn't in 9/11, and I'm a little emotional.
Oh, good, bro.
So I say that up front. I'm a little emotional. Even Rangers cry. Yep. But it's just that was the best part of my life, other than being married. So I have to tell you that I achieved everything I wanted to achieve in the Army. I had a major parachute malfunction that changed my life. My parachute failed at 1,300 feet.
Shit, bro.
I hit the ground doing over 130 miles an hour.
Oh,
So I have a battery in my butt so I can piss and shit.
holy shit.
I have a battery in my chest and a wire and 3 holes that were drilled in the back of my head, and I have a deep brain stimulator.
Oh my God, bro.
So I'm blessed. I have to get up every day, and I have to use a computer to poop, and I have to use a computer to be able to basically to be able to function. My kid calls me the cyborg. So my life now, I have to use a controller. You really can't see it, but I have to put this up to my chest, and I have to change the electrical impulse going into my cerebral cortex in the back of my head.
Wow. Jeez,
So
bro.
that's life after special ops. 17 years of special ops changed me, but that's my past. Okay, so we're gonna scrape that.
No, thanks for just I'm sorry for bringing that up, a little bit, but I that's one of the biggest reasons why I respect you so much. So I had to know more, and man, thank you so much for even saying what you just said, Martin. And we're gonna go past that. Trust me, we're not gonna talk too much of that. You gave me enough, more than enough. So thank you so much. Getting out of the service was what year? What time did you get out? What year was it when you were finally done?
April of 2000.
Wow, that whole time? Bro, 25 years.
No, I entered in 1985 and got out in 2000.
Sorry.
So a 15-year period, and then 2 years of National Guard. So I have 17 years of federal service.
Jesus, my math is off. Either way, that's still amazing. Okay, so 2000. Now, were you already collecting snakes before you got out, or when did the snakes?
Actually, okay, so I went to Panama several times during my military career as Army Ranger, training guys in jungle warfare. So being down in the jungle for 6, 8, 9 months at a time, I'd come home with 4 or 5 different tarantulas, a couple iguanas, a python. We'd pack them in a metal pallet. I'd insulate them. So as a 22-year-old who was in the jungle training, even though I was supposed to be focused on Army shit, I was out there looking for tarantulas and stuff. I had tarantulas living in Army crates under my bed in the barracks.
Bro, you're not.
So reptiles, insects, snakes never left my whole life. Do you know what I'm saying? From the time that I was a kid, I had my hands on them. I used to catch blue indigos in Florida. So I was 8, 9, 10 years old out in the palmetto bushes catching blue indigo snakes. Wow. I didn't realize the value of a blue indigo snake until I was like 35 or 40 and I couldn't have one. Right?
Wow, yeah.
Something I caught as a kid multiple times. I'd catch hognose snakes. I'd catch little pygmy rattlers. So something I did as a kid and I really enjoyed and put my hands on. Now at 35 or 40 years old as an adult, I'm being told I couldn't have it. That's a struggle, right?
Yeah, right. That would be right. I hear you. That's a struggle, especially for somebody like you who like good. You're not gonna tell this guy what the fuck to keep and not to keep. You know what I mean? Like, it's not gonna happen.
I break laws. Yeah, I break laws.
Shit. Okay. So you left. When did you leave Florida?
Okay, so born in Florida in the 60s, and I left Central Florida to go into the military in 1985. I entered service. I went through basic training. I went through AIT, Advanced Individual Training. Then I went to airborne school. Then I went to a program called RIP, Ranger Indoctrination Program.
Wow.
And then I got assigned to my Ranger Battalion. And I thought I was going to go see the world. And I got assigned to Fort Benning, Georgia, which was only 5 hours from my home. Wow. And then I traveled. Every airplane I got on took me to some foreign place through Fort Benning. the great thing about being in Fort Benning, Georgia, and being 5 hours from home is every time I came back from being deployed, I could get in my '66 Chevy pickup truck, drive home, and be in my neck of the woods in 5 hours.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
let's smoke.
Yeah, for real. No, go ahead, man. Handle it. That's neat. So you established yourself in Oregon around what time?
I moved to Oregon in 2005. I had exited the military. I went home to Florida. I worked in a family business for 3 or 4 years and worked with my brothers in a landscape industry, outdoors, building swimming pools, irrigation, landscaping. We built a business from $750,000 a year to $5.2 million, and we did that in 36 months. And then my wife's family needed us to come to Oregon. Her mother, we went on vacation and spent some time with my wife's mom. My wife found out that her grandmother's health wasn't good and she needed hospice home care. So I sold my shares of the business. We sold our home and we moved to Oregon to provide health care benefits to her grandmother. So that's what brought me to Oregon.
Wow. And Oregon's beautiful, bro. Jesus. Oregon. I mean, how do you like the rain? Like, how did you adapt to that weather?
I moved here December, so got here in December of 2005. It didn't stop raining for 6 months. Right? It did not stop raining for 6 months. And I stood out on the porch in the temporary home that we were living in. And I said to my wife, is it ever going to quit raining? Does it stop raining here? And she's like, yeah, it's absolutely beautiful. Without the rain, we couldn't have all the green trees. So we need the rain. That's how we get the green trees. That's how we get the sphagnum moss. That's why we have salamanders and frogs. We need the rain. And I shut up. Okay. It stops when it stops. So I adjusted. I work in the rain. I wear rain gear and I go outside and I work in the rain for 10 hours. It don't bother me.
You do, man. I see you build fences and shit in that cold rain. I see you just go to work, man, and it don't stop you. You should follow Martin. I'll put his link in the description below, but he gets after it, man. He, farm life and everything, dude. I respect it so much. That's the life I want, man. I love it.
It's the most peaceful part of my life, being able to go out my back door. I have dogs like you do. I love your Capone. Capone is everything. Yes,
Capone.
sir.
That's Capone.
That's right.
Yeah, Lily got this for me for my birthday. Literally Capone on a hoodie. What else?
Beautiful. So my first pit bull, I got my first pit bull in about 1978. It was actually a Eli Colby XX cross dog. So this little pit bull male dog that I got was a solid brindle. He weighed about 48 pounds and he was an absolute lion.
Wow.
He was a lion. So I put on the back window of my truck, "Yes, I bite," in 8-inch letters, 8-inch letters across my back window. It said, "Yes, I bite." So people would quit asking me, "Does your dog bite?"
Yes.
Yeah.
It says right there, you idiot. Fuck.
Yeah.
Sure,
dogs have been a part of my life as much as snakes have been.
Right.
Yeah.
God bless that. Now, collecting snakes the way we collect, right? Like the hobbyists of the combos and whatnot, right? I do remember, I started 2006, late 2016. I met our first mentor, 2017, late 2016. Yeah. But then as soon as I met that mentor, you came along and we were all like, so what year was it when you were like on Instagram fucking displaying your animals and like buying morphs and shit like that? And then we'll get into like, the other.
So 2016 was a pretty dark year for me. I had multiple seizures and lost my life a couple times on the floor. Again, an emotional moment for me.
Right.
One thing I'll say, because of my head impact, I struggle with controlling my emotions a little bit. Okay.
Okay.
So
You're good, dude.
So 2016 was a dark year for me. Multiple seizures and a lot of stress and struggle in my household due to that. 2017, I had my brain stimulator installed, and the seizure activity stopped, and my life started to change. And I realized that I needed something to bring me out. I would give the credit to my wife, saying, "Honey, you need to do something you enjoy. You need to do something that brings you happiness." And I said, "Honey, I love snakes." And she knew that. I haven't raised anything for, so that passion that has always been inside of me, I had been in a dark place, got reignited in 2000 into 2006. I would say the beginning of 2017. That's when you saw me come onto the screen and Boys with Balls, and you and I chatted a lot.
Yeah, boys with balls, boys with balls, dude.
I would say that.
That's emotional. Honestly, dude, that's when we had. Oh man, that was because I was never a part of any group chats. Nobody wanted, because I was fucking pistol, bro. I didn't take anyone's shit. But we had a group of 4, and it was the boys. What was the name of the group again? Boys with Balls, right? Boys with
Balls. Yeah.
And we had a couple mentors at that point, but there was one mentor, bro. There was one motherfucker, one main motherfucker. To this day, still a mentor.
Yep.
Still this day, a big homie. To this fucking day.
Love him a lot. I love him a lot.
And he's a secret guest, bro. Here he is, Chris Surstry from Ball Pythons 101 in the motherfucking house. What is good, Chris?
Hey, I'm getting teary-eyed with just listening to you guys. Man, I appreciate you guys having me on. It's awesome to see you guys in the same room together. It's been a long time.
3 years, bro. But good 3 years, going on probably about 4 years, going on the 4 years now of us knowing each other. And this is when I was asking Chris on how posting advice and shit like that. Jesus, man, I didn't even know what hashtags were. Chris actually followed me when I had a private account. And I remember, bro, I didn't even know about hey, how about you go on private? I think it was you, Chris, how you said if you unblock your account, you'll get a lot more likes. Or I think pretty sure that was you who told me that. And I was like, really? Okay. And as soon as I did that, all these fucking ball python people, reptile people started coming to my page, bro. So this is the motherfucker who put Martin on from day one, bro. So
day one.
How am I not going to bring you on this? It's the most fitting thing to do.
I appreciate you guys having me on, man. I'm so proud of you too. I really,
Thanks.
I've really evolved in the last year to kind of just shut my mouth and listen to other people. And I've been nothing but inspired to see everybody blossom.
How do I turn up volume?
Is it hard to hear me?
I got the wife working on it for me. You go ahead.
Okay. But, seeing, Martin, blossom and stay steady for 3 or 4 years and be, a strong, constant friend. I look at you like a big brother, kind of like almost like a dad figure. Like, it's one of the most beautiful things about this hobby is meeting so many people that have different walks and paths in life. The cool thing is the common thing is these animals, and it brings us together. So it's really beautiful. And I don't really have a whole lot to add to all that, because I don't know, it really kind of got me teary-eyed and brought me back. And I've really kind of been in a nostalgic type of mentality the last few months. And I'm just soaking it in. And like, I'm glad to even just be a part of it. And I have a couple more things to say a little later on towards you, MJ, about what you've done for the industry and your podcast endeavors. I'd like to go a little in depth with that, but and tip a hat to you on that. But same to you, MJ. It's great to have all three of us back together just for old time's sake. I gotta do a selfie. I'm gonna take a little selfie right now.
Do your thing, bro. Do your thing. We're here. We're chilling. This is it. And to be frankly honest, Chris, I asked about setting this up about a couple months ago, a month ago. Remember, I was like, yo,
it was longer than that. And I was like this is like probably over the summer, and you were like, yeah, towards the end of the year I'm gonna have you on, and maybe we can do Martin. And man, dude, your follow through and your grind is Like,
100. Love your grind, MJ.
so much respect, dude, because like
I sent you a grind
He
because
did. Here it is. Oh my god, I forgot to show it up. This is my grinder now. Fuck, dude. Can you explain this to me? Because there's levels to this shit, bro. Like
well, yeah. Okay, so it came with instructions. I always read instructions.
I don't read it.
Always read instructions. But it has multiple. You can make that about 1 inch tall, and there's 3 different screens in there. You can shorten it, so you have multiple graders. It's got
crazy.
So I'll send you an email. How's that?
All right, yeah, email. But okay, but thank you though. Hey, listen, he sent me this. He sent me some dank too, bro. Oh my god. So real quick, if you look at yesterday's episode, somebody and bless their heart, somebody sent me a couple pre-rolls of their shit. And it was so bad, bro. Like it was like I was breaking it up. I broke it up while I was on the live, and it looked like straight grass. It looked like the fucking shit that my alpaca. It looked like the shit that my alpacas eat, bro. And so I don't know if this person was trying to poison me. I know who it is. I'm just not gonna put him out there. But wow, that's all I gotta say. But Martin came through with some fire. I got something lined up for Martin. I got something lined up for Chris. A little trap pack coming to him. So be ready for that. But yes, thank you. Thanks for taking care of me, man. You guys, fuck. We all take care of each other. It's been like that since the beginning, man.
That's the word.
That's the word, bro. That's
hashtag community. Hashtag community. Hashtag community. That's what the 3 of us are in my mind. We're 3 building blocks of a community.
But okay, but let me elaborate on this, and I want your guys' opinion. What brought us together in the beginning was how much bullshit the real community was then, and we had each other. We were like, fuck all that. Like, it was so cliche, and you know what I mean, bro? We were like, dog, we don't fucking need to suck nobody's dick. We don't need to kiss nobody's ass. You know what I mean? And I guess now a popular saying is we don't kiss no fucking buddy in the mouth. You know what I mean? We're fucking just, you know what I mean? And that's why I was like, you know what? If I have these guys as my homies, I don't need fucking I don't need to follow you. I don't need to follow you. I don't need to fucking swap follows for shit. I'm not that guy, dude. I'm not gonna get stickers for follows. Fuck off. And then and that's just how I was, and you guys accepted that, but you guys were the same way in a sense. So I'm gonna be real. We were real motherfuckers from the beginning, bro. And we
were real from the beginning. Let me tell you something, MJ. You have taken your platform and you have multiplied it like by a 10x factor. Your growth exponentially in multiple directions has been unbelievable. Okay, I want to tell you that to see you from 2017 to what you've done today, it blows my mind. The mentor, the guy below right there, down there that I look at that has answered every question for me, has never not picked up the phone when I've called him, has said, bro, he is always at 4 a.m. He's there at 6 p.m. If we've had 2 beers, too many, he's there. He always answers the phone, right? That's real mentorship. But I want to say that it creates. I just lost my train of thought. That's what happens when you have a brain injury.
You're good. Or you're pothead like me. So
I think it creates a brotherhood. Like you have this bond, and it's like a constant thing. You know that just goes year to year to year, and you hope it lasts forever, always, right? You know that's what community is about.
Yeah. And you
build very nice, very nice. Hey, I can tell you've been very internal. A lot of thinking going on. Nice work.
I do. I've taken a step back, and I'm just really internalizing everything, and I'm happy and humbled by where this community is, and I'm glad to be a part of it. But I'm super inspired. I've been so inspired lately, and not even by myself, just like by looking at other people and what they've accomplished, and seeing the community grow, because we did not have this like. More than like if you go more than 3 years ago, I felt like it was more, you know, you like MJ has on, you know, old school guys like Brian, Nerd, you know, and they're talking about these old school stories where a lot of that went down at the shows and the after parties. So now like we're in a new era where it's the social media that helps bring people together, especially in the COVID era where we can't even go to shows hardly now. And it's so cool to see people just develop their own brands, their own angles, and their own friendships, and just speak more. Like it, like I was listening to actually one of your podcasts this morning, MJ, to kind of get myself in the mood. I ain't done a podcast in a while. I appreciate you bringing me on to dust the dust off this mic. But Ozzy and oh, I can't think, Will from Canada, like just hearing guys riff, they have so much knowledge, and like that's why I have so much respect for what you're doing, MJ, in this podcast. Is you're actually creating a conversation, or like you're hosting the party for the community to have a conversation and a community, and that's actually really huge, and it's totally underrated. And
let me tell you the value that's been added right here on YouTube. I didn't watch YouTube, MJ, because it was fucking boring. I would search a title specifically to learn about some information, but nobody really attracted me enough in that I wanted to say, hey, I want to listen to a bell ring and tell me to come watch this guy. That's you. The bell rings and I'm like, dude, it's MJ. I'm not going to miss this session. So week after week, the content and what you're bringing we can't meet right now. We've all got a mask on. We can't unite together. Right. What you created, the unite that's going on because of Trap Talk and because of podcast and because of this is what's made it exciting to keep an old guy in the game like me. Yeah. Seriously. I want to be here listening to what other people have to say on your podcast. So when you said, hey, Martin, will you come on? I'm like, MJ, I ain't got shit to say, bro.
Let's be honest, though. Okay, another reason why we took in fucking Chris so awesome, because just on so much shit that nobody else would give us the time of day about. Back then, it wasn't, I mean, I guess you could say back then, but back then, bro, motherfuckers wouldn't like help a newbie out. They wouldn't tell us like what direction to go, what ovulation looks like. Like I must have asked Chris what an ovulation looked like probably 50 fucking times, and he still helped me out every single time. And I wasn't even close. I wasn't even pairing, and I would just ask him, dude, how do you know what's ovulated? How do you know what's ovulated? And like, dude, he just always was there to give me the information. And it wasn't just me. Like he did that to a lot of motherfuckers. Chris built his own community. He really did. And I took note of that. You know what I mean? And that's because you never acted like you're better than anybody else, even though to me, when I first started, I thought like, dude, look at this guy. Like this guy's on another fucking level with his snakes. Like, you know what I mean? I thought you were just another fucking one of the bigger guys who probably wouldn't fuck with me because I have a pied ball python and a normal. Like that's all I have and a Mojave orange ghost that actually is a sick snake, but you know what I mean? I just didn't know back then. You know what I mean? But
the thing was like when you guys popped in, and if you guys, I don't honestly like my memory has gotten worse over the years, but I know I can remember MJ. I remember the first time you messaged me, you were just like really supportive. You were like, you know, you were about my shit, like definitely supportive. And I had been going through some, you know, just behind the scenes, like just grind this and that. And I think it was kind of the same with you, Martin. Like you just kind of popped in and we all hit it off, and it became like a community within ourselves. And it was really when the industry was kind of shifting in 2017 to more of an online type platform with the podcast, the virtual podcast, the live videos and all that. And
I found Instagram. My 27-year-old said, Dad, why are you not showing people what you do? And I said, what do you mean? Why aren't you taking pictures and then putting them up and showing the world what you've got? And I said, I don't know. Why would I do that? Why? You know? And he's like, Dad, everybody wants to see that. So I can remember my whole goal on Instagram in 2017. I met you guys. I'm not real social, so you were the only two that I was talking to. There was a third party. There was 4 of us in our group. And I remember Thomas Ray, Big TR up in Philly, wanted to be part of our group, and I was kind of snobbish. And I said, well, look, we're 4 guys. Why do we need a 5th guy, right? Do you remember that?
Yeah, I remember that. It was
me,
you, MJ, and
2017, and you were at 14K followers, Chris, and you said my goal is to be at 30K at the end of the year. My goal is to double where I'm at. So in 2017, my memory is you were at 14K. I was a new guy with about 12 followers. And MJ, where were you in 2017?
I don't know. Let's think about it. 2017 is when I unlocked my account and I had 100
1700. I think you were at 1700 when we met.
when we met. No, there's no way, because I unlocked. Remember, I had a private account and I unprivated it, right? And then I had 150 followers when I unprivated it. So I think
it was under 1,000, I guess. Okay, you're right. Yeah.
Yeah, I just remember because it was literally when hashtags opened the door for me. Like that's when I was like, I remember when I got 50 likes and I lost my shit. And then I remember when I first got 100 likes and I lost my shit. And but it was all because of consistency, and and it still took a while too, because let's be honest, I didn't do giveaways. I didn't do anything that really fucking, I wasn't buying really expensive shit. Like Chris, for instance, your platform had been established on your Instagram since 2014, right?
Yeah.
But then you went from, like, I mean, if you go back and look at Chris's first post, which every now and then you throw your first post out there, you'll throw that, nostalgic fucking memory here and there, which is sick. But then, you look at Chris's post from there to then, and like obviously your brand has just developed, and I'm not shocked at all that you're at where you're at with your following. That's because you never fell off. You just kept with your shit,
Yeah, I mean,
everybody
has their own goals.
Right.
I think to an extent I've fallen off a bit. It's just it's a different pace now. And
hey, can you tilt your mic? Can you tilt it?
Like this
like
way?
No, this way towards you. More like forward. There we go. Like tilt it. No, like bend it. You can bend it, like you're going back like right now. Bend it forward. There we go, like that. That way you're talking indirectly into it.
Okay, are we better now? Like that.
A little bit closer. Just move closer to it.
Kiss the mic.
Yeah. Get up on that thing.
That way
Get up on it.
Yeah, you're good. Go ahead.
Get some COVID on it.
There you go.
Yeah.
That sounds good.
Spit on it. Spit on it.
Spit on it, baby.
That sounds great. Yeah. Spit on
All
it. Well, all right. Anyways, what were you saying?
So one thing that I don't know, I have so many thoughts. It's hard to kind of
all right.
down.
I'm listening.
I like how that I feel like people fuck with you, MJ, because they actually like you. It's not because you're cramming content down people's faces. Like, people actually like you, and I feel the same about you, Martin. And actually, a lot of people, almost everyone, and that's it's been so cool. Like, it's amazing to see in our hobby how there's so many different logos. Like, even like, you look at everybody's sticker collection, just like everybody's so individualistic. It's man, it's just the best hobby ever. Like, I'm just loving it, dude. Just sitting back and kind of looking at it develop. I used to back before like 2017. I had a mentor. It was his name was Jerry, and he would tell me there's more people that have snakes than you even can imagine. And it was hard for me to wrap my head around that, because we went through a period in 2014, 15, 16 where I really feel like we were just kind of, the industry was quiet, man. Like, people weren't making YouTube videos like that. I mean, who
do you think started it? Like, I mean, like, who do you think got it, like, built, like, got it cracking again?
Well, I think that's a two-part answer. I think Instagram and Facebook helped that when they dropped the new features like live. It made it more interactive. But when it used to be more clear-cut and dry, like drop a YouTube video or like a picture post or whatever, honestly, I think Brian Barczyk is probably the leader behind the entire social media craze. And
100%.
I think
I give it to Brian.
Old school Ralph Davis. Ball python videos, like that's huge. And like, that's where I point people now when they want tips. I'm like, you should just search Ralph Davis on YouTube, because he's like one of the OGs, that has a lot of info that people just regurgitate anyway.
He's super OG. I mean, if you want to talk about how OG you can get, I mean, it's
Ralph Davis.
As far as who's still living and who still actually has a social media account, Ralph Davis. You can still find Ralph Davis. I talked to him.
I text him here and there. I gotta check in with him. I'm like, we don't go too deep. I'm like, how you doing, buddy? And he's like, I'm good. And I'm like, it's good to know you're still alive. So
glad you're here.
How are the snakes?
Yeah. All right. Well, let's get into some snakes, man. Now, a lot of my platform was basically, when I say platform, I mean like my stable of ball pythons, like Like when I got serious into like, all right, what projects do I want to get into? I went to Chris for that. My first GHI came from Chris, right? Yeah. My GHI Leopard came from you. And then you were getting some stuff from Chris as well, Martin, right? Like a lot of your stuff was built off of Chris's fucking
Yes.
projects, what he was doing, right?
Oh, absolutely. Probably in the first year, five of my first purchases came from Chris. So,
Right.
yeah, Mojave Leopards, GHIs. I have a pied out there in my rack that's a pied het lavender albino male that was going to be he is a leader in my pied project, but now he's the only pied I own because I decided I didn't want to breed pied. So I could not get rid of this snake because he was so beautiful, the quality and who it came from. So no longer does Martin's Morph Ops breed pied, but I got a pied in the rack that I'll never get rid of because it came from Chris. So that's a connection for me. It's bigger than the fact that what the genetics of the snake are. It's the fact that the genetics of the snake are great and it came from Chris.
Whoa, so, wait. I didn't hear why you don't work with pied. Why don't you work with pied no more?
Well, I decided to limit myself because I have so much in my life to do, having a farm, having goats, having dogs. I love also turtles. I have a lot of passions. I have a wife that's really passionate. So you have to be able to give yourself so much of the sliver of pie. And when I first got into Python Regius, I felt like I needed to breed every different morph out there. That's not the case.
So true.
I've isolated myself down to 2 or 3 primary lines, and that's it. Blackhead, clown, and all of those have an offspring of some different genetics in the background. But so I sold everything that had pied in it last year.
That's cool.
I sold like 20 snakes last year that I just didn't need in my inventory, and I made great money getting them out because they were all fat, sassy, and happy, and they were all gone to good homes, and most of them were females. But it's just I decided to be more focused. And why do I need to have 6 or 8 snakes or 10? Actually, I had about 25 in my rack that I was feeding and getting fat that I didn't really have a program for.
Yeah, that's good. That's you being real with it, and the beauty about, not that it's about this, but if it ever comes down to it, if you ever sit back and you go, what do I have that I really don't fucking need? Dude, you can fucking sell those motherfuckers. Ball pythons sell. Unless you're a deadbeat and you fucking are known to have a piece of shit fucking system going on, then I can't back you up on that. Actually, there's still ways of doing that for some reason. But either way, for instance, Martin stepped back and was like, dude, what the fuck? 20 something fucking pieds that I don't feel like I need to work with. Done.
Well, let me tell you what that did for my household. Because of COVID-19, my wife works in the school district with special needs students. She hasn't been working in the school industry. That income level change, those snakes brought in $20,000 income this year.
But Martin, not to interrupt, you're still reinvesting though. Like that's something to also add on there. I see you picking up new snakes all the time, and there's a lot of respect for that. That you decided that you didn't want to move forward on that project, but I see you picking up like blackhead stuff, black pastel stuff, het clown. So
I only buy within that lane now. So I'm there, and in that lane, I look for high end. So always. It comes to my mind when I say high end AEP, I go right over to Miguel and I look in his box and I said, what has Miguel got? I look in Chris's box. I have very specific places that I look that I say, okay, I'm not happy, Martin, just buying any snake out there on the web because I need to buy a snake today.
Martin is making strictly player moves from here on out. That's it.
Well,
player moves only.
You got to manage your inventory and you have to make smart moves. And I consider myself a hobbyist. I don't consider myself a breeder. I do this for the love of what I do. The extra income, if income comes, that's fine. I have another income as a 100% disabled veteran that served 17 years and worked for 38 years. The snake's not how I make money. But did it generate dollars that were needed in my household this year? Yeah, 2020 was a rough year for everyone, right?
Thank God for the snakes.
Thank God. Thank God for the
Hey,
snakes.
I'm telling you,
Thank
bro.
God for the
Listen,
snakes.
bro, the gyms went down. The gym was my income. That went down. And honestly, I haven't even looked twice, bro. I mean, I didn't even, I don't know. Thank God for the snakes. That's all I got to say. Thank God for the motherfucking snakes, bro. And not that I want to rely on them, but dude, when it happens, when you need it, you need it. And
Lean into it. When you need something, you lean into it a little bit more, right?
exactly,
Lean into it.
ride that fucking wave, bro. You lean into it. I'm telling you, these are
So
OG facts right here, bro. I love it. Now, project wise, Chris, let's talk about what you have going on now. You have a facility that's almost done. Is it done? What's going on with that?
It is. Anybody that knows me, I take a little longer than most. Like, I'm not one of those guys that just pack up all my snakes and move to a new facility in one day. I'm taking like a year, but
Right.
I'm also blessed to be able to do that. Still operating out of my parents' house, the OG facility. Anyone that follows me knows what that looks like. And actually, after this podcast, I got to go clean snake shit today. And
Yeah.
yeah, we've been driving like about an hour round trip for 2 years now, and I'm really
That's
looking forward to getting my snakes in my own home. Like, I feel like I'll be operating better and more like just intricate and knowing what's going on in my projects. I'm still doing the best I can, but there's something different about being able to go in there late at night, pulling open a drawer. I know both of you guys do that. At nighttime, you're going in your snake room, just checking out that different behavior late at night. So I miss that because normally I'm done by, midday. I try to get home before rush hour with the wife, cooking dinner, this and that. And I'm looking forward to getting back to that. But yeah, we had a couple different holdups on building this new facility. I've tried to document it on my stories. I probably should have done more YouTube videos, and I do have videos in my phone that I'll probably put together for some type of video. But you know, um, it's just one thing after another. I had a contractor kind of bounce on me. I mean, he made right. We did good on that as far as a partial refund. So me and Pops kind of got in there, and we had to finish the facility ourselves.
Shout to Pops. Shout to Pops.
Shout out Pops.
that's 101.
Pops. That's 101. That fool's an OG.
Pops is wild, man. I tell you what, besides the friendships, this hobby has really helped me and Dad develop our relationship.
Right. Respect. Same here with my dad.
It just, we're at that age. I mean, I'm 34. What are you? You 35, 34, MJ?
I'm about to be 36, dog. August.
And it's really peeled the curtain back. Pops is more wild than I thought he was growing up. So he's kind of revealed.
Go ahead. Hey, go ahead and torch yourself. I'm gonna mute you. Go ahead, Martin. You're good. All right, go ahead.
Not to just, but anyway, so like just to jump forward, like what we're dealing with this week on trying to get this facility done. It reminds me of 2014 when I built the facility at my dad's. There was just delay after delay. Like this week, I'm waiting on my dude to get back to me to install the fire sprinkler system. So just whenever he can come over and put in the piping to do that, it's a huge win to have a water sprinkler system in your snake room in case there's a fire. But I'm like, before I get the snakes moved over, I would really like to get that done. So I'm waiting on that. My original contractor kind of had the electric a little weird. I want to have no more than 2 racks on one breaker on the electric panel. So I'm going to have an electrician come in and kind of redo some wiring. So just like, I'm almost ready to wrap it up. Before I'm in there sweeping all the mud and, scraps and trash off the floor, I might as well get the electric and water done because, that'll make a mess. So we're just we have some holdbacks, but man, just the motto this year is just keep slamming that hammer like one hit at a time. And I'm hitting it like once a week. Like, not every day.
Excuse me.
So it's been a grind, but I'm really looking forward to it, and it'll make you really appreciate it when it's complete for sure. So hopefully we can get that done soon.
I have a serious question. Well, it's not that serious, but I seriously want to know. Okay, this is for Chris. I truly feel like, and this is a lot easier said than done because Chris has told me this in the past, but like with your style, Chris, ball pythons 101, like it's just like it's so you. Like there's no other ball pythons 101 out there. I feel like you're your own fucking, you're your own platform, you're your own fucking establishment, right? but it really annoys me that you don't have your YouTube cracking. Like it does, because you're because I remember your stories is what got the trap stories going. Like you influenced me so much to do my stories day after day after day, and then now the lives, and then now like you don't do them as much. I mean I'm not talking about your story. I'm talking about your YouTube. Like your YouTube could be cracking, bro, just by doing the shit that you used to do. And now I feel like the facility's coming. So does this mean, are you thinking about?
Yeah, I mean,
Maybe, like, you know what I mean? What do you think?
look, there's what you could do, what you should do, and what you would do, and what you will do. Like those are differentiates, 3 different type of men, and that's why I have so much respect for what you're doing.
Going to take a piss break.
You're good. You're good.
You are doing it. You know what I mean? Like, so MJ is someone to look up to. You actually are doing what you said you would do. Like you say you're going to do a podcast, you do it. I've canceled podcasts, like, and I've come to terms where I'm okay with that. I accept that, hey, maybe I'm not the most punctual person when it comes to putting out social media content. Now, to be fair, I've been pretty consistent on especially Instagram. I think my stories stay pretty fairly lit constantly. They ebb and flow, but yeah, you're right. I totally should. And anyone should, because but Gary Vee said, document, don't create. There's no need to create content when you can just document your experience, because people would love to share like what you're doing day to day. And I do try to pop that on my story. It's like it's like, how stories are like, it's almost like you're vlogging in stories, but you're not. It's not a full YouTube vlog, but a lot of times we'll kind of do like mini vlogs and stories. So at least I have that. That's kind of helped me not feel so bad for not letting the YouTube go. But
I miss it.
I really totally should, man. Like, I'm just gonna be honest with you, just too lazy, bro. To sit down and
that's what I'm saying. It's a lot easier done. It's because, like, bro, you gotta be like, bro. I mean, I don't do fucking podcasts every Thursday to be consistent. I just do it because I got so many people I want to bring on. Like, my fucking list is like huge. And yeah, I'm not gonna lie, there's a lot of fucking people coming out of the blue, like, oh, I'm doing a podcast, and they're starting to get the balls to go ask people too. So I'm like, oh, fuck that. Like, I just, you know what I mean? Not that I care, because dude, this is Trap Talk. I don't give a fuck who's been on what podcast. It does not hit the same once they come on this. Everything's different when they come on this, because of how real shit is. Like, you know what I mean?
Like your brand, it's like who you are, and the information is being filtered through you as the host. And hey, in 2021, I would just to kind of like, all right, since we're kind of around a New Year's resolution,
let's hear it. Let's hear it.
So
Martin, you listening? Martin, you listening to this?
Absolutely.
All right.
This is my 2021 resolutions. I'm going to go ahead and state them now, and maybe we can do a follow-up podcast. Actually, I would like to bring you on my podcast and interview you, because I don't think enough people know about you, and just I want to pick you through my brain and like a different type of.
Ooh,
here's
do a little reversal.
Maybe actually, you're going to be my. Well, I've already had one podcast.
I'm always somebody's guinea pig. I'm their first. I don't give a fuck. I mean, honestly, I get shit cracking, so I don't even give a fuck. I'm probably a good first. If you want,
you would be good because you're cracking. Exactly what you just said.
And I was like, what was I like, the first or second? I was the first or second on this podcast for you. So it would be fair if you were like the first or second for me. Because like everybody knows I try to pop off a podcast, and like I've struggled with even finding like what type of format I want. But I think I'd like to be more precise and like kind of hammer out like 10 questions that bring value and just kind of in and out in like 1 hour. So for 2021, I think I'd like to start a podcast and do like one a week. Maybe like a morning session, because everybody's a little bit more sober in the mornings, and it'll help everybody. Like,
I don't know. This is 9 a.m. and I've been high as shit the entire time. So
I'm drinking a Pedialyte, but
what do you? Martin's drinking, right? Aren't you drinking right now, Martin?
Well, yeah.
He's been up.
A hazy. I saw a hazy in a cup.
I saw a hazy. No, there we go. Apricot. What is that? I can't even read it.
Apricot ale.
Okay, all right.
That's
Martin's a breed, bro. I'm telling you.
And then I would like to start doing because here's the thing: when you pop off like on YouTube, you don't want to copy someone, because you want to be your own brand. But I really do feel like two of the channels that I gravitate towards is actually AEP and Justin's. So I think there's a lot of value in both of their vlogs, and both different. for me, I can kind of do like a hybrid, maybe a both plus my own touch. And that's kind of something I was thinking about doing. But I've learned that I don't need the views or to be famous and this and that. Like business is still strong and things sell out anyway. And it does help make me more lazy, honestly, if things are so smooth.
Oh, look at that.
Oh,
I
man.
heard what you just said, but I love that. I love that. That man just dropped in like that, like a bomb.
That's the homie Matt.
I love Matt. So, Chris, I didn't mean to interrupt you. I did, but go back.
It's all good. Yeah, I would like to do more overall, no doubt. This year's been crazy building the facilities and just kind of like I'll have to sell snakes to like move forward on like getting stuff insulated. Like it's just like 1 week at a time right now. So I love the process.
I'll tell you what the hobby needs. Not that I'm Mr. fucking I'm not trying to tell the hobby what to do, but I'll tell you what they could use more, and it's people with more experience. You know what I mean? Talking people with the actual fucking years of experience. Like all your trial and errors, Chris, would be, I mean, you should talk about that almost every episode because that's what people want to hear. You know what I mean? But you have all that experience. God damn, you have season after season of knowledge. You know what I mean? And you're not old. You're not an old person. You know what I mean? So that means you still have so much of your career left. Like the knowledge is not done. You're still learning as Martin's still learning, as I'm still learning. I mean, I want to learn so bad to where this is why I created this podcast because, fuck having to wait to go to a show to fucking talk to someone. Like we have other sources for that now. You know what I mean? And just so happens COVID happened, and now this is the popular way to talk to people. It is.
Yeah, I think, and even for myself and other people, I mean, everybody should probably have a podcast. Why not? It doesn't hurt. You know what I mean? Everybody's already doing their own thing. But I mean, another thing to think is if someone's already had a guest on their podcast, it doesn't mean they're off limits for another podcast. You got to put
not at all.
Not at all. Like you said, it's going to be different depending on what brand or host they're being interviewed by. It's always going to be unique. And that's just like, I don't want to just copy anyone. I want to bring my own touch to it. And that's always a good thing. There's no one can replace who you are,
What's sick too is, like, for instance, I'm just going to bring this up real quick. What was probably the one podcast that was more asked about than anything this year, that seemed more impossible to get than anything this year, landed on my lap. And that was fucking straight fire. That was Levance. Okay. Yeah. And I couldn't believe it. And yeah, it took Cusco to have to fucking be a part of it because him and Cusco have a serious relationship. I never even knew Levance. I didn't know that.
But that's a relationship in a relationship.
Right.
That's because of your Cusco relationship. If you didn't have that, right?
What I'm saying is, like, he hit me up saying, hey man, if I ever go on a show, it's going to be this show. I feel like he said, I feel like I could speak the way I want to speak without being judged or anything. And I'm like, bro, you can just, I mean, my platform is not to fucking fake the shit. Like, if you really like, and to be honest, I didn't bring him on to hear him, talk about anybody else. I wanted to know who the fuck's up with his projects. But at the end of the day, he's a grown ass man. And if he wants to speak on some shit that he's able to speak about, it is what it is. What the fuck am I going to do? You know what I mean?
If you can get a heavy hitter to step up to your plate and communicate with you, you bring him. And that heavy hitter said from Chicago, I'm coming. So props to you that you were able to bring no one else. If he's telling you, hey, MJ, you're the only source, that's why we're listening to you, MJ.
Yeah. Well,
so that's value.
That's why Martin is. I appreciate that you're surprised I brought you on, but that you shouldn't be. This podcast is made for people like you to come on. It's made for people like Chris to come on, because like I said, we originated from just fucking not giving a shit what people think. We stuck to our ways, and that's we are where we're at now because of it. So simple as that.
Always comes, people speak their truth always, right? Like speaking on Levance's podcast last week, I mean, I was in some group seeing this podcast being mentioned. Just there was a couple memes. I'm not going to get too much into it, but there was a lot of memes going around last week, and I was like, oh, like, and on one hand, I was like, oh no, like, are we going to go down like a dark road for today, at least, like on the social media platforms? But actually, I think it's a little playful. I'm cool with grown men speaking their truth, whatever. Like, it is what it is. Everybody, I've done it.
Bro,
You've done it.
How bad it, let me just say something. You want to know how unhealthy it is to keep something like that to yourself and not just get it out, bro. That's what people they lose shit up here, and they probably take it out on something else. You know what I mean? So, bro, take a deep breath. Speak facts. I'm the king of just fucking spitting shit out of my mouth. And yeah, sometimes I'm like, well, but at the end of the day, I feel better. You know what I mean? I really do. I feel great. I lost this much sleep over it. Look, this how much sleep I left. I lost this much.
Right.
It is what it is. We're all freedom of speech, bro. America. You know what I mean? I'm not degrading anybody. You know that. You know, it is what it is. I'm just saying.
Yeah, it's all for the greater good of the hobby. And am I louder now? By the way, I increased my
That
gain.
is fantastic.
Jesus Christ,
Oh my God! What?
My gain was all the way down, and I turned it up. Now I don't have to kiss the mic. No tongue kissing the mic.
There we go.
Since I wasn't prepared with a back. What is that? A backdrop? I'm going ahead and I'm fixing myself. Okay,
dude, you should have got your tree in the background. Your tree looks amazing.
I did, but man, it looks great, but it blind everybody. I think.
No, it looks great. I don't know.
Okay.
Are you blinded? I think it brings some little, some festivities to the thing. At least some of it, I don't know.
Okay. I'll shoot that. How's that?
MJ, I want to talk to you about one of your recent pickups that I saw on Miguel's story. What did you pick up? The male pied OD Enchi Gene X. Did I get that right?
ODYB, Gene X pied male.
Sick, dude. I saw that. That's a badass pickup, man.
I waited 2 years for anything to pick up from Miguel. After I picked up the G8, I don't know, not 2 years, but after I picked up his world's first Pastavi GHI Highway, I got shafted on anything else I inquired about until I showed up. And then he just took care of me. And I was like,
it's hard to. I hear some people have trouble buying from Miguel. He's selective who he sells to.
Yeah, well, I mean, I just like it's. I don't think
what a great position to be in.
Right. Miguel's great, man. I love Miguel. We actually picked up a snake from him too recently, and it was very seamless. My mic keeps going on.
Smooth.
I know he's not the only one who's hard to pick up from, because that's just how motherfuckers have it nowadays, bro. And respect to that, bro. Like, for instance, I've been trying to pick up a snake from Will Morrows for I don't know how long now, and he has motherfuckers just putting 10K in his PayPal account saying, hey, at the end of the year, give me what you can. And that's it. And I'm like, I can't, what's like, that's nuts. Like, seriously, that's how motherfuckers are coming to Will, bro. It's nuts.
Right. So it's hard. It's hard. Like, I don't know why my mic keeps gaining on its own. Am I getting louder now?
Yeah, but it shouldn't be gaining on its own though. Why is it doing it?
I have no clue. I'll back up. But no, it's the environment. It's harder now to find great snakes to buy. It's totally a sailor's market.
You should probably go back to whatever you had before, or maybe turn it down on your actual mic, like it's.
Oh, I thought you were talking to me about my shirt.
Oh, there we go. All right.
Okay.
There you go. You good?
Good.
All right. You were saying? It's Chris there.
You got a network. You got a network to buy good snakes, man.
You do, bro. That's why in the beginning, I could count on one hand how many people I was buying snakes from, because I was like, dude, I am set. Like, I trust the person I'm buying it from. I know where it's at. If it's a head, it's more like a visual to me. Like any head I bought off of Chris, I looked at it as the visual, and sure enough, everything's proven. I bought in fucking over 5 heads off of Chris, and everything is proven out from Chris. Seriously, quality, bro. I'm telling you.
Honor.
You put me on, bro. You and Miguel, telling you, a lot of my 2019 fire, 2018 fire, all came from fucking Chris and Miguel's collaboration. I put a lot of Chris's snakes to Miguel's snakes. Fucking boom. Like, so much shit popped off because of that. My world's cool GHIs. I don't know. So you got to just network and build somebody who will really put you on in a way where you're in a good place. Like, I respect Chris and Martin's fucking. I've had tiffs with both these motherfuckers, so that tells you it's not them, it's me, right?
We've all had tiffs, man. Like we all get in our own bullshit from time to time, and it's part of life, you know.
You and Martin have kept like that relationship. You guys have stayed boys, you know what I mean? Like, it's always good to stay true, you know what I mean? And no matter where we've gone, I've always stayed true. Like I told Martin, I've always will show respect to you because where we were at in the beginning, and then Chris has put me on in the beginning. So I mean, I always I could always give you guys my utmost respect. So
Well, I want to come back to San Diego again.
yes, Mark.
Actually, we met. That was an underrated trip, and it was kind of like just spur of the moment per se. I want to get out to Oregon.
Yes.
And I want to visit Martin, no doubt. And like, tentatively it's on the schedule for 21. We'll see how it goes with all the COVID stuff and this and that. And if I have enough money after I build these facilities, but no, I'd like to get back down to San Diego too. That's a great,
you gotta just ride down the
beach down.
You should just ride down the coast, bro.
And Miguel said I can come sleep on his couch, but he said we got to drink every night. And I said that's going to be probably the easiest thing I've ever done. So
couch surfing and drinking. Yeah. Yeah,
Right.
good luck. I hope you
I'm
survive.
I'm trying to network more people, and that's been I think that's another goal I want to do for 21. I want to deepen my relationships with people and just really like lend an ear more and just be more available and deepen friendships and just network, because that's what it's really about, man. Like the snakes, those are handled and it's more of a slower process, but reaching out like like me and Martin, we usually tell each other, good morning, have a good day. And like, that means a lot. Like, just keep it going, just
Thank
stuff
you,
like
Benny.
that. It really does mean a lot.
Yeah.
And anybody that hits me up, it means a lot too, for sure.
Yeah. I definitely agree with that. I like that hat you're wearing today. That's
I
how
know
much-
you sent it to me. Martin sends me presents in the mail.
What is
that's
it?
why that's why see I think relationships. Yeah, we both own the same type of mower, so it goes
It's a
beyond snakes,
lawnmower
right?
brand.
It goes beyond snakes. I like that. Respect.
Yeah.
Martin, let's talk about a little bit of your what you have going on, like how because I know you got bloods, right, or short tails at this point. Like, what else are you keeping other than ball pythons right now? Where are you
Okay,
at?
other than Python Regius, the only other thing that I have in my racks in my snake room is one blood python. I had blood pythons in 2017 and 18. I really enjoyed the interaction and the relationship with the blood more than a ball.
Yeah.
I like the way when I reach in and I'm interacting with the blood, it looks at me. I need a ball python as much as. Okay, I'll talk about my inventory reduction in a minute. So the blood python is the only other python that's out in my racks. I don't have any Burmese, any retics, anything else. I used to have some hognose. But what I did was, as I said, in 2019, I decided I need to focus down. I also bred geckos back in 2017, 18, and 19. I was breeding leopard geckos. I had 45 leopard geckos, in breeding. I decided, okay, I need to focus on Python Regius. I need to be, I'm excessive compulsive. What I like to do, I do a lot of, and I like a lot of things. You know what I mean? I get up at 4 o'clock and I go outside and get my wheelbarrow and shovel rock because that's what time I can do it. And then I go into my snake room and then I get my chickens out and then I deal with my dogs. So everything has a spot in my day. And I think Python Regius, I just said, okay, I don't need to have a 45-pound snake around my neck. That's why I don't have retics. You know what I mean? I had a 16-foot Burmese python in 1980. I don't need to go back to when I was 25. I did that when I was 25. So my collection is therapy. That's what it is for me. I go in that room and I close the door and I pick up a snake and it isolates a relationship. I look at it. I think about the future of that animal. I'm dealing with the normal day-to-day husbandry of it, cleaning it, changing its poop. But more for me, when I had 100 snakes in my rack, I couldn't have that. I had a less limited relationship with the individual snakes, right?
Yeah, more work. That makes sense.
More work. And since I'm not in it to make the money, I need to be in it and think about each step of the process and just focus on 17. I have 17 Python Regius out there in my rack. They're all high quality. If I want to put them, share and get them locking, I'll do that. But like this month, I only have one lock because that's all I really want to focus on. I don't need. I have 4 other males that want to lock right now that I'm getting them out, and they're got their shit hanging out of their tail. They're so ready to go in with somebody. But right. It's not about how many clutches I can stick in an incubator here. It's just not. The quality phantom that I got 2 years ago from Chris, a female, that I called him one night and I said, man, I really need a really dark female, something good. Do you have anything you would bump out of your rack for me? Dude, I got this really nice single gene phantom. She's hot and blah, blah, blah. We had about a 15-minute conversation. A couple weeks later, she was in my rack. 3 months later, she was pregnant and she was laying super phantoms. And, it all came together because I was thoughtful about the process. I bought the right snake from the right person. It was of good health and husbandry. I brought it into my rack. I asked him some very particular questions because I ask a lot of questions. Anybody who won't answer a question or send me a breeding card or a receipt or information, I check them off. They're like, if you don't have the time to be a professional and deliver, some information with the animal you're sending, they're off my list. So I have a very few people that I want to buy from. And I don't have a lot of holes in my rack.
I better get a breeder card going.
Great.
But to capitalize on what you just said, bro, about you just kind of like, you downsizing for a purpose, right? You don't know what my dumbass did today, bro. So I fucking literally did what you did. Like I had a 16-foot ready to breed golden child fucking tick coming, and I was all about that. And then I had a setback, and I was like, dude, do you really want to go down that route? Like, hello, like this is when I was like, the reason why you downsized to this many reticks is so you could be manageable and spend time with them. Adding this, and that just does not make sense. This is like probably 4 months ago. So I said that to myself. This morning, Blake Wilson poses an anaconda, green anaconda. I sent him a payment for it.
Oh, man.
I'm sitting there and I'm like, shit. I literally just said, fuck the golden child, which I could have bred and at least done something with. And you fucking got a green anaconda. What the fuck?
It's something that you want to study and you want to know more about. I see your husbandry. I see what you do with your white lips. I see the scrubs. I see all the different variety that you have, but your knowledge on them is very high, right? Your husbandry of each individual species is 100%. So I know why you want one.
I want to.
You're just like more. I had an alligator in my bedroom in 1980. My mother, heard that thing going off. Would you get the alligator out of the house? So, I understand that want.
Yes.
But now think about it. I'm gonna be 60 in 2 years. Yeah. I don't need an alligator anymore.
No.
My wife is a redhead.
You already got an alligator.
As much snap as you need.
So this right here, guys, see?
You're good.
I'm good.
Best couple I know.
Don't need an alligator.
Don't need an alligator. So, all right, I guess I'll cancel it. Fuck.
You are young. You have energy. I know why you want it. You want it so that you can understand it and interact with it and see the growth process of an anaconda and buy a swimming pool. You want a swimming pool.
I thought it would help me get to 10,000 followers, to be honest. I'm not going to lie.
No, you didn't. Yeah.
Oh, shit. Hey, Chris, how you doing with your with your, because you always struggled with getting to so many DMs, right? Like, because you have fucking so many people from India and you just have random people hitting you up. Are you still going through that, or did that kind of channel down a little bit?
Oh man. I've been a little public about this. I think maybe in one other podcast that I actually have one person that I'll actually throw a little cash to help me clear out my DMs from time to time, but not with close homies. Like, they know there's like, how DM has like 3 different boxes.
Yeah.
It's like your primary, general, and then like new request or whatever.
Yeah.
So especially like the new request, and then there's like this sub box that I don't know what created it, but it's like it's not like homies usually. Like they know like not to touch the box that has like my homies in it, like you two.
Right.
So like, because I don't want like, because I wouldn't want to do that like to either of you, like Martin. I don't want you thinking you're messaging me and it's like not me. You know what I mean? Because that would be kind of dirty. I feel like, especially if we're talking about personal things.
You have an Instagram maintenance dude, so you have somebody literally going in and cleaning out shit in your DMs for you. It's that bad.
I've been throwing like cash at people. Like, well, all right, so it's night. I probably need to re-up on that, but yeah, I've done it a couple times. I'll toss them like $200 to clear my box.
I'll do that shit for $150.
Right. So I need to put it on auction, man. Maybe get put it on Fiverr or something. But no, it's I'm like I'm drawing a brain fart on who it is that does it. Like I'm so retarded right now. I can't think of the person's name. You know him. I'm gonna look right now. Give him a shout out.
Here's my PayPal.
Nick Lavera.
Yeah. He says, there you go. You got the guy to send it to right there.
Send me your login. I'll take care of this shit in 2 minutes, bro.
I don't care much, but I've wanted a pocket to clear to speak to the people. Nick Lavera, you know Nick.
Oh, it's him. You paid him. He's slow. He is.
Nick's the man, dog. He's so good. He's really good at what he does. It's real simple stuff, but mainly like he knows not to touch one box, which is all the homies, and the rest of them, I'll pay him, and he's been kind of helping me. He helps me. He dives in there and he gives a lot of value to people. If he has any questions, he hits me up, and a lot of it's referring people to like my Morph Market, this and that, and I'll take over from there. But yeah, it's been a nice win-win, and we've built a relationship, and yeah, I'm not ashamed to admit that I got someone like on payroll helping me answer DMs, but I think it goes back to the community.
I would so trust Nick.
Right? He's like the only person I would trust to do that. I don't know. I ain't gonna trust either of you to do that.
This guy does my DMs right here. This guy is the guy that does my DMs.
That's the man right there.
I would just scroll through to see, all right, who's talking shit, and make sure I'll never bring him on this show. All right. Or make sure, or if it's somebody who acts like they're cool with me and they are talking shit, I will bring them on the show and just bam. But no, I'm not.
Light them up.
Don't you think when they bring shows back that they should bring back like I don't think they've ever done it. Do boxing matches with people that have beef for like charity.
I thought about that, and I can never do that, dude. I can't. You know why? Because
I don't get knocked out, dude.
I don't mind getting knocked out. No, the thing is, I don't mind getting knocked out. But if I hurt somebody, dude, like I feel bad when I hurt somebody now. Like even no matter how mad okay, for instance, let's bring this up. Okay, you want to know what? You don't want to know when I was like MJ, just stop it. Like this is not cool. Is when you know who tried pulling up all the way to my pad.
You're ready, dude. You're ready to scrap, bro.
I was ready to go. Do you remember this story, right?
Yes. You were sending like live updates. Like MJ was ready to fight someone for me, dude. Like I was like, get him. I was going to go live. I was at work and stuff, taking breaks, like to get updates.
Bro, anyway, so whoever doesn't know what we're talking about, there was so the pastel blade fucking story, which is it was the This Is Not Blade project that goes stints back to Chris selling me a pastel 100% pastel heck clown, and after pictures and sheds, Chris was like, bro, I'm pretty sure that has blade in it. And I was like, really? And he's like, yeah, don't send me no more money or anything. He's like, but that has blade in it. I'm pretty sure. And I was like, all right. So I ran with it and started putting blade in the post. And the next fucking doesn't matter, hits me up and says, fucking, hey man, just so you know, dude, Chris is taking you for a ride. None of his stuff has blade, and that snake for sure doesn't have blade. And I was ready to go. So I was going, we were going back and forth. And I was like, look, bro, I was like, it seems like you're a little smart ass. I was like, if you ever want to fucking, I was like, the Reptile shows,
You sent him your address.
Yeah, no.
Like it was from address down the street.
This is before he's like, I'm from San Diego. I was like, oh, you're from San Diego? I was like, then pull the fuck up. I gave him a 1 block away. So I didn't give him my actual street address. I gave him 1 block away. So I put my fucking sweats on. I put my shoes on. I'm like, I don't. Was it in the group chat when I'm videoing you guys? Like, yo, it's game time. I'm about to fuck this dude up.
I don't remember if I remember seeing videos. It was definitely live action.
I'll walk in the street. I'm like, yo, I'm about to fuck this dude up right now. I don't give a fuck. And here he comes in this putt white fucking. And I'm like, what? And I'm like, no way. And if you guys ever watched Jurassic Park, the movie Jurassic Park, do you guys remember what's his name? The fat dude who fucks everything up at the computer. What's his name?
Yeah.
His name.
Does he have curly hair?
Yeah, but he's really, he's like fucking. He has fast food everywhere, and he fucks like he, you're not gonna get the magic word. Like, remember that?
Yes, I remember.
That's exactly what he looked like. He had like a badge. He was fat, right? He was fucking. His shirt was, but he didn't want to get out the car at first. He did not want to get the car at first. So, anyways, I legit saw the fear in him, and I was just on another level. Like, I wanted to fucking hurt him so bad. But when I saw the fear in him, something changed in me. I'm like, dude, you don't really want to fucking hurt. Oh yeah, there. Yep. What's his name? I forget his name.
Dennis Nerdy.
Dennis. All right. So we'll call him Dennis. So Dennis.
Nedry.
Yeah, Dennis. Anyways, I could see the energy wasn't matching mine, and I was like, bro, just get out the fucking car. So he gets out the car, and he's like, man, I just want to explain to you who Chris is. And I'm like, you left your job and drove an hour and 15 minutes because he wasn't from San Diego. He's from Temecula, which is like pretty far away.
Yeah, I know where it is.
He spoke to me for 45 minutes on how Chris is he's a fraud and how I shouldn't be friends with him. And at this point, me and Chris were like home. I was like, you're good luck trying to convince me otherwise. Like, Chris had already proven he took care of me and all this other shit. So, but anyways, right there, that's when like I was like, bro, you're not 19. You're not a little thug, dude. Just stop. Like, if you would have put hands on this guy, you would have felt so bad. Things could have gotten bad, and it just didn't. You know what I mean? I don't know, bro.
I feel like that really bonded us when you were like trying to fight people for me, bro. So. We like never met, like, but this dude's like ready to throw hands in person, like literally like across the United States. I remember I was like, damn, like, that's some true love right there.
People are pretty vicious with the words they say on social media. Like, bro, you can't talk to people, right? You can't talk to people like that face to face. So what gives you the right to fucking get this thing right here and say, I'm gonna fucking just come at people. I'm gonna start group pages. I'm just gonna fucking hurt people's feelings. Like, bro, like getting
hashtags.
Bro, I don't get like, homie, like if I want to fight you, because low key, like that's if you talk like that in person to anybody where I'm from, you're gonna get hit. You're gonna get hit hard, bro. Like, and I feel like whoever's doing that hasn't gotten hit. I feel like they have.
I deliver, baby.
Yeah, bro.
The same.
I deliver. So that I squash that stuff like a bug.
Yeah, Martin, bro. Honestly, I almost feel like I kind of, when me and Martin had our little tip, I kind of said things to him that I would not say to him in person because how much I respect this guy. But it was me being fucking hyped up. And I had this, you know what I mean? So sometimes people get hyped up off of this, but in real life, you ain't about that shit. You aren't about that shit, bro. And I can tell you right now, I was not really about what I was saying to him if I saw him in person. So I know when people have that kind of energy, I ain't fucking stupid. You know what I mean? And a lot of you are not about that shit, bro. I'll tell you right now. 9 out of 10.
Right.
9 out of 10.
Back off the keyboard. If you think being assertive on a keyboard gains you space, it does not.
Nothing.
No,
bro, back in the day, there was like fights at snake shows. Like breeders would duke it out in the lobby. From stories I've heard, I didn't see it, but
we don't want to go there. We don't want to go there either.
Right.
But we all want to be gentlemen, and even on a platform like this, we're able to communicate and have a good time. We all three. I'll tell you what created our tiff, and I'm going to be really quick on it. The only thing that created our tiff is you and I had been talking on the phone that day. Yeah. It would have been real easy. You would have understood the intent of my words were not in the direction that you thought I was slinging them.
Right.
I texted something to you, and a lot of times now, back then I didn't check my spelling. I didn't do any of that. I would type something really fast and kick it out.
Right.
I sent you a message, you read it, and you sent me a message back, and I went, what the fuck? Did he read what I just said? And then at that point, I'm just like, this is why I fucking hate text.
Yeah, you don't know. Yeah. Oh, and
dude, I grew up with quarters in my pocket where I'd stop at a payphone to call somebody, right?
100%. Not text is so bad, bro.
That technology creates a little bit of an error gap.
Misleading.
Yeah. So I give that some of that to that past. Okay.
Yeah. But honestly, like regardless, like I said, and Chris, I admit I've even said the same thing to Chris. I was not in a good place back then. Period. I was looking for shit. I was like, and like I'm telling you, I was not in a good fucking place.
We can see you're in a good place now because
Oh,
it's evident in your whole life.
We've
Yeah,
all been there. We've all been there. It's not just you.
We've all
I've been in bad places too.
We've all
Yes.
been there. But the good thing
Yeah.
is, listen, I don't need, and respect the people who go out and say, hey, man, I have PTSD and all this stuff. Like, that's good, man. But it's really good to be with people who've seen your progress. Like, I know I could go to fucking Martin. I could go to Chris and say, hey, remember how I used to be 3 years ago? And like, and even with Miguel, like, we all talk about how I was at some point. And because of this hobby, God, I fucking love this hobby so much. I've transitioned to want to help people. I want to put more of a positive information out there. Just don't test me. Don't fucking test me. That's the thing. Don't come at me because
Anyone can get it.
Well, yeah.
I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready for, I'm not, you know what I mean? Like,
lay the gloves down.
no, but honestly,
That's the animal. That's an animal that always will be there. MJ, you're learning to knock a little bit of the edge off, and you're refining yourself. It's reflective in your daily life. It's reflective in your grind and your communication. It's also the fact that you speak it out of your mouth and you say, look, I'm changing. We all want to, I'm gonna use the word evolve, because that's what we're doing. Every day we're evolving through our relationships with people, through our hobby, through our husbandry. That's life.
always evolving is a lifestyle. It really is. That's why at the end of the day, Miguel's brand is probably the best name in the hobby, because it's like, what else more can you say if other than always evolving? Like,
the only other thing I say is 101. I'll roll down 101.
And then also, how classic of a name can you have? And this is Chris's name.
I shit my pants when the domain was available. I was like, I don't deserve this.
Yeah, 101. I'll ride down 101 because that's just so cultural. Whoa.
Yeah.
Smart.
Smart. Hey, but okay, one thing that I want to capitalize on, and we'll move forward from this, because I'm going to bring this up, man. Loyalty is everything. And no matter where we were at some point, man, and me and Martin never did business, and if we ever did, I feel like it would be the same thing. But like, no matter what, Chris has been a businessman first and foremost. He has been a man to his word. And you know what really bothers me is when somebody can't fucking make up a mistake. For instance, Chris, you sell somebody a handful of snakes. Let's just say 5. 3 out of those fucking 5 snakes are missexed. Are you going to block that person because you're embarrassed and just dip out because that's a homie of yours? First and foremost, that's something that's the kind of shit that I'm not the only one who experiences that in the hobby. Just to be clear, right? That happens to a lot of people. And what's crazy, it happens to people you don't expect it to happen to, because that is the most unprofessional thing you could ever do.
I agree. Yeah, people should totally, keep it professional. Number one, right, on things like that. And I don't know how much you want to speak on that.
I want to know how do you make up something like that? Like, how do you move forward for something like that? Is what I want to know.
I guess you don't. You just go your separate ways at that point, right? And and unfortunately, it did work out. People are probably a little confused what you just said. So basically, I flew in, and we were going through your snakes, and you were like, "Hey, can you double check the sex on a couple of these?" This was like what, 2018 or 19?
I'm not trying to badger this person, so do not.
No, right. Okay. But just like a little, so I was like going through some of his animals, and because I didn't know how to pop snakes very well for like the first 1 or 2 years. And then I was popping some of your snakes, and I was like, yo, this is not a boy, it's a girl. Like, it actually kind of worked out for you in a couple areas.
100%. The 2 other didn't, but still, like, it would have been cool to would have been cool to conversate with somebody about it versus just blocking them, because that doesn't make sense. But I'm
live and learn.
That's the most poorest business practice you could ever do for something that's your brand. Okay. And that is something that none of you displayed ever to anybody, because all that's going to do is destroy your business. Yeah, especially if you have somebody as cold as somebody who I could be and just fucking put that name out there. And I won't, but I'm just saying, at the end of the day, it's child's play, bro. And keeping your professionalism is what key is. That's key. Period.
Every day. Professionalism is at the end of the day, you're as good as your last deal today, not yesterday or the day before. It's the last snake that went out of my home, the last deal. If we look at that and we live our life by, not saying that my last deal is not everything. That's not what I mean. It's not the money amount, none of that. It's the representation of who and what I bring to the table. What I mail to you in that box is a representation of everything.
Yeah.
Okay.
Period.
So we all have human error. I have human error in my life. I can say that. I've grown and I've learned, not only on this subject matter, but many. When I held my first firearm, it was the first firearm I've ever held, right? That was eons ago. I've held thousands of firearms, and I can take an M60 apart in the dark with my eyes closed and put it back together. Okay. So
Ballin'.
so the same thing applies. I had human error in the beginning of that. I didn't know an M60. I didn't know the different parts and the feed mechanisms and how to touch it in the dark and put it together. So I attribute, when we're dealing in pythons and dealing in husbandry, that when you represent something to someone, you better know what you're doing, or the person on the receiving end better be popping and checking everything they're receiving and know what they're doing. It's a responsibility that lies on both ends, right?
But regardless, what is the biggest thing that is said, not only in sales, but in any business type of fucking format, is you leave emotions at the door. No matter what it is, you check your emotions at the door and you take care of business. No matter
I
what.
agree. Communication. If I failed with you today, I wouldn't block you. I kept communicating with you and chasing you and asking you questions when I pissed you off. What did I do? I kept pursuing you and asking, what did I do, MJ? Why are you upset with me? So, see, I could have blocked you and said, fuck MJ, and been the guy that I used to have been when I was 25. But I said, no, I need to understand this is a relationship. So, I guess I say all that to just say that we all have human error. We have to own it when we have human error. And if somebody just blocks you, that's the easy thing with a computer and being a keyboard warrior. You can just cut the world off. That hasn't happened with the three of us because we're real.
I guess what I'm trying to say is, thanks for never missexing my sakes, Chris.
Well, it happened to me also, MJ.
So, you guys, bro.
It's happened to all of us. I've had a couple snakes that came in incorrect.
I just had one of the biggest dogs, if you know what I mean, have a missex snake, and it's no problem. We found a solution to it. I mean, everything has problems. Just find a solution and move forward. Period.
And communicate.
Why?
Yeah.
I want to start a business where people send me videos and I'm popping snakes and I help them ID them. I think there's money to be made there, and IDing snakes too.
Or have a baller ass fucking guy, a baller ass ball python keeper who just isn't really too faithful in his popping, fly you in for a certain fee, okay, put you in a certain 5-star hotel, and 2 days of popping, I'll be back in 6 months late. I'll pop your babies because since you're an idiot.
It goes on when these top breeders go visit other breeders. They're discussing IDs and this and that and looking at collections. And I would like to go like on a tour kind of and visit a lot of collections. I really haven't been out there and visited a lot of collections. I went to Mershon's. That was super cool. Like, we were ultrasounding together, calibrating our ultrasound. I brought mine up, and like we learned a lot that day. And that's one thing in the Midwest that I feel like I kind of miss out on a little bit. But I'd like to go I'd like to visit Justin. I'd like to go to Miguel's, both of you all.
That's a lot of shared value right there.
It really is. I mean, it's cool to like podcasts are great. That's about as close as you can get to it. But man, like there ain't nothing like being, I know you've been over Miguel's. That had to have been awesome. Like being in there. I'm sure you're just looking at all that, dude.
You can't even get even if you're chilling at his pad for a few hours, like you can't even get everything in because like
it's a lot.
So much shit. He has so much shit, and then you'll think you saw everything, and then he'll post a picture of a sunset combo. You're like, "What? I didn't see that shit." Like, it's just crazy. And
that's like, in the secret room, the secret closet.
I've seen all his rooms, but yeah, man, that's what it's all about. Now, real quick, so now, how like is there like a date yet on where you feel like your new facility is gonna be ready, Chris?
Dude, I keep pushing it back like every week. but
the platform,
I would say the goal. I want to check the box for 2020. 2020 has been a very sentimental year for me, and it's really if I can check the box that I've moved my collection in 2020, that would be pretty pinnacle for me.
Right.
So we're up against the clock. What we got? 2 weeks.
Yep.
11 days.
That doesn't but completion of the room doesn't mean fully all of your reptiles moved over. It means when does the operation start happening there? You could be moving snakes for 60 days, in my opinion.
True, because I have that luxury where I can commute. Because here's the thing, like where I feel like, and I need to speak on it more. I think I can bring some value to people that do move collections and build facilities. It's scary. It's like asking a plant to, hey, you're in this little tiny pot of dirt. It's not big enough for you, but you have to pull your roots up and go in this new pot that's a little bit bigger. It's like most plants are just going to stay in place, and I fight that all the time. I've had a lot of success barriers. I think that's why some people do fuck with my brand, is because I'm not too afraid to admit that, yeah, I have success barriers. I slack. I don't do what I should do some days, and I fuck up, but I am consistent, and that is something I'll say about myself. The good thing is I'm still operating the snake business out of my old snake room. I'll go there today and clean shit, but
it doesn't have to be big. It does not have to be big to produce quality,
Yeah, I just need to get everything over here to operate correctly, and it'll just help me out a lot to be in my own spot. And the room's coming together. Shout out Freedom Breeder. I decided to go with them.
Freedom Breeder, hell yeah!
I paid the IRS too much last year, so I had to get some write-offs. So I bought some Freedom Breeder rack. Jesse was great to work with, and his sister. What's his sister's name?
I forget.
Jamie.
It is Jamie, actually.
Jamie, yeah.
Hey, but how many racks did you get?
5. 4 wides. Yeah, it was
investment.
It was an investment, no doubt. Yeah. They hold value though, so if I ever have to sell them, whatever, it's just like almost face value anyway.
Yeah, they'll be worth when you roll them out of that room what they were worth when you rolled them in.
I just want to get a little random here. So like sometimes I think about like ball python breeders. We're kind of like football teams, and like we like trade the snakes like. And it's like players, we all have like a roster. And like when I bought that red stripe yellow belly, can't even think of the last sheet. Red stripe yellow belly, THI clown from Miguel. Like that to me, I was talking to a buddy, like he's not really into snakes, but he's into football. And I was like, that's kind of like a franchise quarterback for me. And I think probably MJ, you would say the same about your recent pickup with Miguel, the OD YB NG G Next Pied. That's like a franchise quarterback for you.
Bro, I've been calling the trap the franchise for I don't know how long. My whole trap's the franchise. Everything's the franchise for me, bro. I got players. I got fucking people who are like backups. I have I have the hitters. I have everything's game time to me, bro. I've been saying this.
Great analogy.
It's a game, bro. Everything's a fucking game. And it's really like, yeah, the snakes they do all the work, but you make the fucking plays. Like you're the coach. Like you call the plays. Like how come the Gatorade doesn't get fucking spilt on anyone else but the head coach when they win? Because that's the motherfucker who made the plays. Like he's doing everything.
Pour a hazy over my head.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. No, I think get the Gatorade ready. We hit.
Yeah.
I think the one thing that that differentiates from in our hobby versus like the NFL in that analogy is that we're actually not against each other. I think we're teams that are all working towards like a common goal and brothership and sistership or whatever.
That should be the 100% plan. And I feel like because of podcasts like this, getting more people to speak what they need to speak and get it out and maybe hash it and move forward. Because at the end of the day, we are all on the same team. We are literally all on the same team, bro. We all are fighting for the same purpose in this hobby. We all want to grow. We all want to hit things. We all want other snakes that other people are hitting. Because if you aren't looking at a breeder thinking like, man, I cannot wait till I can either trade with that motherfucker or buy one of those snakes, and you think, well, I'm just going to make it all myself, you're an idiot. Get out of here. Like, you better it's all about relations, bro. You got to find people to team up with just to go further in this shit. That's just the way it goes.
Right. Plus, the friendship, that's what it's all about anyway. Like when me and Dad are, installing a sink and this and that, it's like, we're not working. We're just shooting the bull. And like I told one of my friends, I'm making memories for a living. I feel like that's what I'm doing.
my pops is here, bro, I play the music he wants because I love it too, dude. All that fucking classic rock. You feel me, Martin? But it's great music, dude. And I just sit back and yeah, you know what? I could probably do half the things he's doing, but I know it makes him happy that he's here and he's fucking chilling with his son. And you know, fucking, I love my dad, bro. I'm saying, bro, I'm that's why I've always respected you and pops, because you guys are the Kentucky version of the trap, basically. You know what I mean?
All right, I hear you, man. Yeah, no doubt.
It's a fantastic relationship that to see you and your pop. You know, it really is.
And
It's brought us closer a lot, no doubt.
You remind me of so much of what my dad believes in and stuff, Martin. So that's what drew me to you. That's why I was like, dude, this guy's right here is fucking, you know what I mean? You're somebody important to me right off the bat. So, and I'm glad we fucking finally got to get this to go down so I could get it and tell it to you in the face, tell it to your face, and then have Chris be a part of it. And this is history right here, baby. Right here. This is some serious history.
Let's speak on one more thing.
Sure.
No, hold on a minute. This is history, and this is the only time I've ever done this and would have done this. MJ, I was uncomfortable to come on and say, hey, I'm going to sit for 2 hours and talk. And I'm not a nervous guy. I'm not a nervous guy, dude, at all. So I am so thankful that I took the opportunity to do it and say, hey, wow. Thank you, MJ, very much. You've made my day better. Okay.
Chris, what were we going to say, Chris?
It's you, Chris.
You've made my day too, man. And honestly, like, I haven't done a podcast or really been online in a while. So I was kind of in a rhythm where I wouldn't get nervous. I was a little nervous today. So that's actually a huge hat nod to you. Like you're making homies nervous to go on. But hey, I always do that because, you know, everybody hypes it up. But I really appreciate you having me on. I appreciate both of you and the continued brothership and this and that. And like I said, I'm always trying to reevaluate where I'm headed in this hobby and in life. And we all have our hang-ups. I've said stupid stuff in the past, just and I wasn't probably coming from a good place. And what's key is if you fall off the horse, you keep getting back on. And I really think there's something to be said about that and constantly course correcting. And that's okay. Like just, if you fucked up, fix it and move forward. Believe it or not, humans are very understanding. And they don't even really care so much. Like if someone fucks up, like it's all about, do you keep showing up? If you take an L, are you there for the next game? And like that's just really what I try to do, is to just keep improving and being more humble. I just want to focus on being more nice to people and just helping. And because this hobby's been, and the friendships and all that has been so great to me. And I really honestly say that from the bottom of my heart that you know, if it wasn't for the friendship in this hobby, man, who knows? I'd probably be fucking living in a gutter somewhere. Like it's really helped shape me as a man. And I'm young still, and I really hope to keep growing. And I hope that for everyone. And it's really inspiring to see the people that stick with it year after year after year, because I'll be quite honest with you, when I started this, especially when I became on, you know, the new snake collection, I did have some snakes in like 11, 12, 13. But when I really started in 2014, I was in this one group chat that had about 10 big breeders. No, I wouldn't say big breeders, but they were known. They had the brand, they had the logo. And there's only 2 of us left.
Thank you, Elliot.
And the people that, I just want to say, the people that keep pushing this forward year after year and they're burning that midnight oil, man, I really want to tip my hat to you. And it's people like you that keep it going, because like we're an independent niche hobby, and our collaborative friendships and just bettering the hobby and sharing knowledge really is the punchline, I think.
Chris, before you go, man, I have my last question for you, because this helped me a lot in the beginning, and I was going to see what you can help for everyone else. But to anyone out there new in the game looking for some sort of guidance, okay, what's your advice for somebody like that?
So you mean like if you're just kind of trying to pop in and learn?
I'm buying a couple snakes, you know what I mean, and I'm just, you know, whatever. I want to get the raw, like for instance, you came across me and you helped me by fucking unblocking my page, right? But like, you know, if there's somebody out there looking for help, right, looking for any kind of help or looking for some sort of mentorship, what is your advice for them?
You mean like I made you go from private to not unblock, but
I think
like
you're overthinking
public,
the question.
Public page, right? Yeah. No, I would say just make friends, like, and that's not going to happen overnight. You got to hit the pavement, baby.
Yes,
like
that's what I want to hear.
You got to hit the pavement. You need to cold message people and introduce yourself.
So
Be fucking real. Be yourself.
Yep.
And not everyone's gonna like you. Not everyone's gonna respond, but you're gonna hit up 10 homies that are gonna be lifelong friends. And then it's only gonna get better and branch out and keep doing you. Be humble. Don't try to be something you're not, and just fucking keep doing it every day till the rest of your
Love
life.
you, Austin Wayne. That's awesome.
God bless you. Hey guys, Chris Surgery, Ball Pythons 101. If you're not following this guy, then you're not moving. So make sure you're fucking checking out my boy. Chris, I love you, doggy. Thank you so much for riding with me,
buddy.
This entire time. You've been my boy. Thank you so much, bro.
Love you too.
Have a great day. Okay, I'll be talking to you.
You guys, take care.
Love you, Chris.
Martin. What a great fucking time, brother.
Great time. Do you know what Chris sold me? And I thought that's what he was going to say when you asked him the question. Don't lead in with, do you have a snake for sale, or how cheap can I buy that snake? Say,
right.
Hello, my name's Russell. Introduce yourself and build a relationship with the person before your lead in is, how cheap can I buy the snake? I remember that was my first conversation with Chris. That's what we talked about.
Yep.
So,
and I knew he had something, you know what I mean? Like something, God damn it. Chris is sometimes, you'll give him the most simpler question and sometimes he'll overthink it. That's why I'm like, Chris, stop. No, this is all I want. Give me your facts. And then as soon as he's like, hit the pavement, I'm like, that's what I'm fucking talking about. Cause that's what you got to do. You got to get in people's DMs. You got to fucking hit that shit, bro. Like, ain't going to come to you. Like Chris seriously, like I was low key, like I did reach out to him. He was very receptive to me, but I looked at him. I went to go give him props. Like I showed him, you're inspiring me. Thank you. And he fed off of it. And look where we're at now. You know what I mean? Right. And look what he did for you. Look where he's at for both of us. So it's a blessing.
Been very instrumental for me in the sense that I've had somebody I could communicate with for 3 years that, hey, there's been days he said stuff very bluntly to me that I'm like, what pill is he on?
Yeah.
And then the next day I'm like, oh wow, he's just like me. He says stuff the same way I say it. So
Yep.
We're real, and we've been real, and we've stayed connected. So I give us both kudos.
Yeah, man. I give you, honestly though, bro, Chris has been on a show. You know what I mean? He kind of knows what to expect. You took the fucking balls, my man. It took you, and I gave you a day notice, bro. Like it was super short notice. And I know your day structured, every day structured for you, bro. As soon as you wake up, when you go to bed, and you found time for me today. And I want to say thank you so much. You made this episode very special, bro. You got to understand how much I look up to you because what you've done for this country, what kind of human you are, other than like not even anything to do with snakes. Okay. Yeah, we did have to talk about snakes, but I didn't mainly bring you on for snakes. I brought you on so motherfuckers could see what a real American fucking badass looks like. Okay. Somebody who really wakes up for a purpose every morning, which is his wife, picks his nose, fucking, cleans up goat shit. Just another day for this man, bro. But God bless you, man. I love you, man. Thank you so much. This has been a great show. Before you go though, man, as much as as badass as you are, bro, and the shit you've gone through, there's so many other people going through shit, bro. Like, you know what I mean? And doing the shit that you're doing with the monitor and stuff like that. But what do you have to say to people like that in the hobby who are like, maybe they're not struggling, maybe they're going through, but maybe they're fighting for something. You know what I mean? And
you got to roll out of bed every day. You roll out of bed, you make a decision whether it's a good day or a bad day. You decide whether you're going to be in a good mood or a bad mood. I had a fish tank in my room, and for 2 years I rolled out of bed, and for an hour I sat there and looked at the most beautiful fish tank, and I'd cry.
Yeah,
I cried every morning. I cried. Now, part of that was just my own deep darkness where I was at, struggling with, hey, I'm not the guy I used to be. Yeah. I felt so successful being an Army Airborne Ranger, being Rappel Master, Air Assault, having badges and titles. And I've been a person that has aspired to be the best I could be at whatever I did, right?
Right.
So when you roll out of bed and the day doesn't look good, we make each day. And I do it on less income now than I did 15 years ago. I see Miguel post snakes that I want to buy. And I'm like, why do I live on a fixed income? and I say, I can't buy that snake. It doesn't mean that I don't aspire and want bigger and better things. It also means that every day I got to realize what box I live in, right?
Right.
I can't drop 10 grand on a snake. So I just got to look at the picture and drool. That doesn't mean I'm unhappy.
Right.
It means I've learned to live within what I have now. I used to be able to bring in a big, strong income. The world changes, right? So what I say to people out there that are like me, that might have a disability, that might be hurting, that might feel suicidal thoughts, that I pulled myself out of a deep, dark place. And part of it was not only because of the love of my family, but because I found something that inspired me, MJ.
Yeah.
Right. And gave me a good feeling every time I picked it up. I showed you this earlier. I got to leave the screen for 1 second.
Go ahead.
I showed you this earlier. This right here, what my grandmother inspired in me, this little live turtle, right?
Yeah.
This turtle is named after my grandmother. I look at this and I talk to this turtle every day. This turtle will live for 60 to 75 years. I'm almost 60. So my son's probably going to get this turtle, right?
Right. Yep.
This turtle is a representation of me. I'm slow, I'm pokey, but I'm smart. I got an attitude some days. I eat worms. I don't know. I say all that to say that every day, each day, we have an opportunity to crawl out of bed and make it.
Right.
And that's what we do. I got out of bed because you said, I want to have you on a show. I would have been out of bed. I got out of bed at 4 a.m. today, right? I did as much as I could before 8 o'clock because I was anticipating being here with you. This has been the best part of my day. So thank you.
Oh, man. Thank you. You have no idea. You got to understand, man, the story in the beginning and even you talking now, you give me chills, bro, just because I know where you're at. I know fucking where you come from and how you wake up with that purpose every morning, bro. So, Martin, I appreciate you. Enjoy the rest of your day. I hope the rest of your day is even better. I really do. So, shout out to your wife.
Tell your whole trap family I send them love and hug your dog Capone for me. Okay,
I will, bro.
All right. Thank you, MJ. I'm blessed.
I'll talk to you. God bless, bro. I'll talk to you.
All right. Goodbye.
Jesus, man. That's it. Saturday, coffee and dabs. It's a wrap. That was awesome. Good shit. I forgot to do the hot seat. God damn it. I forgot to do the hot seat. But we'll make it happen, bro. I don't know, man. I'm not, just drawn back a little bit. You know what I mean? Because the way I was raised, the way my pops put me on is to love this country with all your fucking heart. And when you're talking to somebody who fought for this country before most of you were even born, shit, I was barely born. I'm 36 years old. I don't know, man. You got to understand, bro. This is the reason. There's a big reason why this is the fucking #1 country on earth. No matter what's happening right now with all the bullshit politics, this is still the #1 country on earth because of people like Martin who fought for this fucking country. And there was other people just wishing they could be here, bro. So if you really wishing you don't want to be an American, then get the fuck out of here, please, because this is goddamn America, and I love this country. I love everybody who tuned in. Thank you so much. Even if you're tuned in, not in America, thank you so much for the support. You guys are amazing. If this was your first time tuning in, please do me a favor, subscribe, like, dislike, leave me a comment. Let me know what you like. Send me an inquiry, thesnaketrapsessions@gmail.com. Give me a follow on Instagram. I'm trying to get that 10K. Help your boy out real quick. Trying to get to 10K. I don't ever ask for followers, but I'm asking to help you get to 10K. mjexoticscartal with an A, not an E. And don't forget this episode, okay? Do not forget this episode because I will never forget this episode. And there's a lot of reasons for it. So God bless. Before I leave this, I'm doing this shit correct.